I'm going to make this video assuming Okay, let's see if this is going to work here. I can't believe it. You see product placement? Okay, look at that. Look at that. Oh, I love that. Okay. No more having to go like this to get your product or whatever it is you want in focus. It's right there. Yeah. Okay. Well, good evening, Pipe Pals and Gals. Holy smoking Pipe Padre coming back at you with yet another video. Yes, indeed. First, the housekeeping. Some Boswell's Majestic. Yeah, look at that product placement. I love it. Focus instantly. I love it. Product placement. All right. I'm going to be talking. You're probably wondering, what is he talking about? Product placement. Why is he so excited? You know, I'm going to tell you here in just a moment. And smoking my Ben Wade. Yep, this old Ben Wade that I almost got rid of years ago because it smokes a little too on the hot side. Okay. And it is time once again for that wonderful pairing of pumpkin spice coffee and delicious pipe tobacco. And so that's what we're doing tonight, folks. It's definitely an autumn evening, beautiful autumn evening out there. So tonight, I'm really excited because tonight I am kind of celebrating. Yeah, I'm celebrating. You're probably wondering what I'm celebrating. I'm celebrating my brand new Sony ZV-E1 vlogging camera. And it's so cool because I've wanted, in some of my videos I kind of mimic this whole background thing where it's kind of a little bit blurry. They call that the bokeh or the bokeh. You know, that shallow depth of field. And a lot of times you can tell the video quality someone by the cameras that they use and the lenses that they use. And so a couple of weeks ago, I ran across this new YouTuber. Maybe I talked about him in my last video. His name is Sky, and he's in the Netherlands, and he's just this bundle of energy. Pippin, you know, he's always saying, "Hey, Pippin," you know, and bringing the sauce, because I'm a boss. Yeah. And I just love this guy's style. But basically, he's using a run and gun, full frame, you know, 35 millimeter camera on a tripod or on a handheld. I think he has a handheld. I'm going to get one of those in a minute. Maybe tomorrow it'll come. And a little bit better vlogging lens. Right now I'm using the lens that's out of the box. It's not the greatest, but we're going to use it anyway to make my very first pipe video for you. Okay. So anyway, I'm so excited because now years ago, in fact, I did use a 35 millimeter Canon. I think it was an E05 EOS. I forgot the number now, but and I have to say that I was really impressed with the video quality, except I think it recorded for like 5 or maybe at the most 10 minutes. We'll see. This camera is kind of notorious for being running a little bit hot, and so we'll see what happens. But anyway, I tried the Canon out for a while, and the problem was that the audio back then, a lot of these cameras were not really designed for video. They did video, little snippets of video, but they just didn't really Like right now I'm using a DJI wireless mic to get a little bit better recording, because a lot of times the recording audio capabilities on cameras about 10, 11 years ago was pretty bad. It was pretty bad. Now, one of the things that I'm going to have to break myself of is looking over at the viewfinder, because now I can look right into the camera. I don't have to worry about being in frame or anything. This is usually, according to Sony and all the videos that I've watched about this particular camera, it does a lot of things automatically. So one of those things is it kind of will focus on the person as they move in and as they move out. Now, I'm hoping that's true. I'm hoping that's true. Now I'm going to find out when there's been several things that I have decided that I need to really, kind of try for myself. I've been doing a lot of research. Can it take wireless mics like this, the DJI wireless mic like I'm using right now? Maybe you can see that. Maybe you can't. No. Actually, I've got it set up in cinematic mode. That's why it's got the black bars at the top and the bottom and the bokeh, the shallow depth of field, which is really nice. I really like that. I was going to play around with my Apple camera. Apple has kind of an AI mimicking way of doing of doing bokeh and shallow depth of field and all that. So I was actually going to make a video tonight regardless, and this camera was supposed to be here tomorrow, and I found out that it was on my doorstep later this morning, and I went, oh my gosh, it's here already. So the only thing I'm actually missing is the actual Sony, I think it's a 16mm lens, which I'm hoping will give me a little bit more versatility in my focal length when I shoot different things, whether wide angles or close-ups. And then if I want to get really, really sexy, I'll get I'll be getting maybe a macro lens, and then I'll be a real boss, bringing the sauce. Yeah. So anyway, but I always wanted to, like I said, about 11 years ago, I tried it with a Canon, and the problem that stopped me there were two things. One, the audio quality was just terrible. You could plug in a little microphone and the quality was really bad. And then I think it only recorded like in maybe 5 to 10 minute increments. So it just didn't really seem to, for the quality you were getting, you paid an awful lot in other features. So, and I guess the ease of effort, the ease of use. Okay, so that's kind of one of the reasons why I've been shying away from more professional cameras, and I've decided to kind of take the plunge with this new Sony ZVE1. It's been kind of the rage for the last 9 months. A lot of people have done reviews on it, and the only major problem with this camera is it does seem to get kind of hot, and that's the only concern that a lot of people have. Whew. So it is autumn, and we've had a beautiful summer, I have to say. We've had an absolutely glorious summer, thanks be to God. We kind of dodged a lot of bullets up here, I think. Again, other places this year haven't been so fortunate and blessed to have really nice mild temperatures. The average temperature up here at the lake this year has probably been around 75 degrees, maybe 74, 73. Right now it's 63 degrees. So it's just an absolutely gorgeous evening, early autumnal evening. Get a little more of my pumpkin spice here. And I just love the fact that this will focus, when I hold something up. And instead of, me having to try to do the old hand behind, it just does it on its own. Yeah, I just love that. And then the rack focuses back to me. Oh, it's great. So anyway, so that's one of the reasons why I'm making this video to you all. I just wanted to share with you my new found vlogging camera. Now this is Sony. It's an this camera comes with an awful lot of special AI kind of features, auto-focusing and, bokeh, the blurred background and just all sorts of things, auto tracking. And so with the right lens, you have to have the right lens. So anyway, so I'm hoping to get maybe one or two specialty lenses for wide angle, cinematic shots for the beautiful Tahoe outdoors up here, the beautiful mountains and lakes and rivers and clouds and trees and bears. Yeah. Anyway, bears. Yeah, really. I wouldn't be surprised to see a bear walking right down the road here. If I do, I'd take my camera out and show them my new camera. Say, hey bear, check this out. I got a new camera just to take your picture. Yeah. So anyway, so I'm really excited about bringing a little bit more quality. Now, yes, I probably, and I'll have to try and do this. I was going to do this. Maybe I'll shoot a secondary clip. But the thing is, I don't know if I can do it right now. I'll try. Well, I'll just have to wait and see what I can do. Again, the iPhone, the last two iterations of the iPhone have an AI feature that kind of mimics shallow depth of field, bokeh, and they call it cinematic mode. A lot of people are calling this the cinematic mode, which is what a lot of people really want. They want those beautiful, vibrant colors, but they want that special focus quality, that focal length quality, the shallow depth of field in some shots. Like I'm talking to you now. That's kind of like something you'd see on a movie, I guess. But anyway, I was going to do that. Like I said tonight, regardless, I was going to say, well, I'm going to play around with the iPhone to see just what kind of a quality it can get. Now, I've actually used the cinematic mode in my other channel, my Stevenson RF homily channel, and it's certainly a lot nicer. And then there's another feature, there's another trick that I have used in the past, which is a little bit more well, it's not really that much time consuming. I mean, a couple of clicks and you can do the background, you can blur your background, and with a special plug-in on Final Cut Pro called Keeper, and it will separate the video from the background, and then you can add a Gaussian blur background to your secondary channel. You basically duplicate it, and then the background, you use this one thing called Keeper, and then it cuts you out and makes a matte from the back, and then whatever you do on the back doesn't affect the front. So anyway, so I've done that quite a bit just to try to get that shallow depth of field that the camera itself basically does. Now, even though this I think is partly AI, again with an actual lens camera, you set your focal length, and basically that's how you get the shallow depth of field. So, but right now everything is kind of on auto, so it's kind of like, it reminds me of the old Sony camcorders. Sony actually had, I think, and it's interesting, I've seen a few guys on the video as I was researching this particular camera, have kind of fallen in love with, re-falling in love with their Sony camcorders, which came out about, let's see, I was using originally a Sony camcorder back in the early 2000s, 2005 to 2006, 2007. Actually, I think I was using my Sony camcorder. I was probably using that all the way up until 2011, I think. I think I remember having my little camcorder, Sony camcorder all the way up till around 2011. maybe even 2014, I think. I can't remember. It's been a while. And then the iPhone became a little bit better at video recording, and then it came better with the audio. See, a lot of times, again, with the cameras and with the phones, you know, maybe the video quality kind of was really head and shoulders above the audio quality, but you got to have both. And so I think with my Sony, I kept trying to figure out, well, how can I get better audio on the phone? And oh gosh, can't remember now. I think, GoPros, and then I you know, it's funny. I'm looking back now, almost 20 years. Golly, where did the time go? You know, well, I take that back. It wasn't 20 years. It was about 15 years. Yeah. But when I was when I went back to a parish in 2009. I remember, you know, doing a lot of different things and having a lot of fun doing it, because I was still, just like I am now, learning all sorts of things, whether it's software or hardware, like a new camera. But I'm trying to figure out what I was using to record, because I used to do these I call them drive-by homilies. They're like little 5-minute things in my truck. And for the life of me, I can't figure out, I might have used the iPhone for that, and I used a separate recording, and then I would try to marry that up, I think. But I just can't remember. I've used a lot of different software programs to create different effects, whether it's titling. You know, I used this thing called ZachWorks, which was a 3D titling, animating titling program, and it was fun. I loved using it, and I don't know if it works with the new iMacs. I think the last time I upgraded that titling program was probably 2015, 2016. So I just don't know if they still make programs for, you know, Final Cut Pro or the Mac or anything. I just don't know. It was a great program, and it did really good stuff. And so I just remember that I had that titling program as I did my drive-by homilies, and you know, I'd have this 3D text. You know, it was all metallic, and you could do all sorts of things with that and play with it and animate it. So that was one of the things that I did for a while, and just kind of spiced up the videos to make them fun. But a lot of things have come and gone, and every now and then, sometimes things get you kind of do a full circle. So, you know, I remember starting off, making my videos pretty much using a Sony camcorder, and then I think I gradually switched to the iPhone, and I think, I'm just trying to think that, I think I did iPhone starting around 2016, maybe 2017, because I know when I went to Chico, I was pretty much using mostly the iPhone. And then I'm trying to figure out how I did secondary audio. I think that by that time, the audio wasn't that bad on the iPhone, so I just left it as it was. So anyway, but now, you know, and I did try a little, like I said earlier, I know I'm making make a lot of hay about this camera stuff, but it's, you know, again, part of making YouTube pipe videos is you got to have the equipment. I mean, yeah, you can find a lot of this stuff on a budget and make great videos, you know, and you know, again, I've certainly used different types of cameras and have had a lot of fun experimenting. Like I have the Insta360. I think I've shared a video or two of those with you in the recent past over the last year. I just did a video using my new Osmo Action 4, which is a really good little camera, really great little camera. And again, you could probably make it look like it's a 35 millimeter full frame camera with some trickery in Final Cut Pro. You could probably do that. which could be fun to say, hey, can that little camera mimic the quality and the image quality and the depth of field and all that like a full frame camera. So anyway, but you know, I've always loved video and recording. I think I got fully immersed in that. I think I saw my very first computerized video editing program on a friend's computer. In fact, I think they had a Mac. If I'm not mistaken, I think they had a Mac. And they were making videos for their family. They were in Germany. And I just looked at those videos. I said, how did you guys do that? You know, because I tried, you know, before I did camcorders, there was something else I used, I think, before that. I can't remember. But I just remember being really frustrated with the fact that I couldn't really make I don't know if it was actually VHS, or maybe that's what I was shooting, a VHS. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay, yeah, VHS-C. Little VHS cameras, you know, even though they were kind of like Sony camcorders, they were kind of a bigger format. And yeah, but I was seeing that my friends were able to, the thing that intrigued me was they were able to capture the videos onto their computer. And how did you do that? And so I remember struggling, going back home, trying to find the right video type cards to do that with, and it just never quite worked out. It would jump all over the place, and it just would get all messed up, and it just didn't work. And I was always really frustrated, just really frustrated. Let me see if this is also giving me a time indicator on how much I've been shooting, how many minutes, because I haven't seen that. It should tell me. Yeah, it's not telling me. What is it not telling me? It says I have 50 minutes maybe left recording. Oh, here it is, 22 minutes and 21, 23, 24 seconds. Okay, all right. So I've been rambling on for about 22 minutes here. Okay, great. So I hope I'm in focus. I'm going to focus there. It's supposed to be in focus, I hope. Well, I'm going to find out. We're going to find out. It looks like I am. I mean, hold on a second. I'm going to get my glasses on there. Okay, kind of have to get closer. That looks in focus. Okay, all right. Hopefully that's all working. All right, let me relight the old pipe here. So, pipe stories. Ooh. You have to get that red jacket out again because I'm spewing hot ashes again. So this particular Ben Wade, yeah, just love that. This particular Ben Wade. Well, I love the unique shape of this, okay? Just everything. Yeah, I mean, this is just a really unique pipe, okay? No question about it. And for the first few years I had it, I liked it because of its uniqueness. But there were times where I was maybe smoking it way too much or too. Okay, I'll have to look at that in a little bit. Where the walls are just way too thin. You can probably see that. The walls are just way. Oh, okay, now you're supposed to focus. Maybe it's the heat. I don't know. Maybe it doesn't only. Anyway, the walls are really thin. Okay. And it's kind of like you've got to really sip the tobacco out of this Because if you're just going through it like you're, burning through, you're not really just savoring it and taking your time, this pipe will heat up really fast, and it'll be so hot you can't really hold it. And maybe it's kind of interesting that I'm using this particular pipe. Don't ask me why I did it. Because this camera, this new Sony ZV-E1, has a reputation of overheating. And especially if you're, okay, now what happened there? Did something happen there? No, it's just telling me I have 47 minutes left. So I usually do about a 50-minute video. I might run a little short this night, we'll just see. But anyway, this pipe burns hot if you don't manage it well, and this camera can get really hot and warm if you overdo it. So they say basically, if you're going to try to shoot anything over an hour, it's going to get really hot. Let's see how I did right now. It doesn't feel super hot. No, it doesn't feel super hot. I'm just, Well, anyway, I've been going about 23 minutes, 24 minutes, 26 minutes, 25 minutes. I can't see that really all that clearly. But anyway, so I actually was thinking about just, giving this pipe away, and one day I probably will, certainly, but after bringing it out, I think just last year, and just, now I can feel a little bit of heat there. Ooh, that was a little bit of close to a burn, yeah. So if you kind of caress it, you just don't force it too much. It's not like maybe a work pipe, like you're in your bench, and you're kind of really going through your tobacco. You're just it's a work pipe. You're just, yeah. But I think this is a pipe that if you just take your time with it, it really has a good flavor. I like the flavor that comes out of this pipe. So, and the other secret, of course, as most of you know, if not all of you know, is that, you kind of marry up just one particular pipe with a particular pipe tobacco, and, that seems to be the way to go, You get a pipe that, you break it in, and it kind of gets seasoned by that your special pipe tobacco, and then it takes on all those special secondary overtones and flavors that you probably wouldn't get in a first smoking, So anyway, oh shoot. Oh, I had other things I wanted to talk about in this video, but I just got so focused, no pun intended, on this video, on this new camera, that I forgot to have some honorable mentions. Namely, the gentleman scholar had sent me a card, and I wanted to acknowledge that card. Thank you, Gary. Hey, guess what? It's getting close to, it's beginning to look a lot like Halloween and Christmas, I guess. So that means for those of you who are fortunate enough to get a Gap Christmas card, they probably will be, he's probably already thinking about this year's offering, and I'm curious to what will be the new Gary Portier Christmas card coming up. So looking forward to that. So yeah, but honorable mention to Gary there. Thanks again to James for his magnanimous gift there. and some others who have continued to follow the channel over the years, recent people and people from the past. So shout out to everybody that's still on the YouTube channel. Hope all you are doing well, having a great end of summer and early fall, and just hope to stay safe out there. I guess Pipe Pals, we can talk a little politics. I guess it wouldn't be a Padre video or a Holy Smoking Pipe Padre video without a little bit of politics to spice things up. But yeah, I think be interesting to see the new round of the COVID coming around again. I'm celebrating my 2-year anniversary, the first time I got it, back in the late August of 2021. And I'm grateful that, I made it through unscathed, I'm happy to say. I'm very blessed, I know that. I've had a couple of people. Boy, that sounds like a Batman theme song in the background or something, Wow. I don't know what it is, but it sounds like something from the Batman movie or something like that. Some of these new movies. But I've met 1 or 2 people in the last couple of months who say they don't believe they got it. And I'm kind of curious about that. Those people should be, I think, studied. They should find people that did not. Now they said, one guy said, well, I don't remember getting it. He said, I might have been asymptomatic. Maybe I did have it, but I had no symptoms. So I went, well, fair enough. But it might be a good idea to find people that did not get the COVID and test those people. You never know. So anyway, so I know I've been rambling on about the camera and video editing and photography, I guess, or videography. I've actually started contemplating, I don't know if I'll do it or not, but in my earlier years on YouTube, I did have a couple of giveaways, a couple of contests, and those were fun. But I got to be honest, I don't know how much interest there would be for a giveaway contest, and I'm not sure what I'd give away. I've given away, I think, a couple pipes, and maybe I think I gave away a GoPro a number of years ago. If anybody's interested in maybe a possible future contest, put a comment down below and just kind of let me know what you think. I saw one guy, I think, who was giving away he has a camera, he has a video channel, so he was giving away, I think he was giving away one of these guys. Now these aren't cheap, so I don't want to get your hopes up. I don't think I'd be giving away for free a Sony ZV-E1. But I'd find something, similar, something that would be of interest to people that, again, the reason why I gave away a GoPro a number of years ago, I think, was because, again, part of the Pipe channel is based upon videos. You got to make the videos to put on YouTube, and you got to have a camera to do that with. So I remember one guy got the camera. I couldn't tell you his name now to save my life, but he really was very grateful and very happy about it. So anyway, who knows? I'd like to come up with something kind of special and unique, and maybe we'll talk about it more. So if there's an interest in a contest and a giveaway, let me know, and maybe we'll try a little Holy Smoking Pipe Padre contest again, because I always like having those contests. They were a lot of fun. I remember one of them I called Over the Moon, and it was kind of in commemoration of the moon landings, 40th anniversary of the moon landings or something like that. Maybe it was the 50th, I don't remember. It was about 10 years ago. That was probably my last contest. Oh my gosh, that goes back a ways. Yeah, but I had fun doing those videos. That was a lot of fun. So and again, that's why I make the videos, because I just have fun making them. A lot of people that I like watching, I'm inspired by, are people who are doing it for the love of, primarily for the love of videography. They have interesting lives. I think we all have interesting lives, to be honest with you. You just have to kind of be brave enough to share your life. And some people just have, they've got lots of style. And this one guy, his name is Kyle, who has style. He makes a lot of videos from Maine, I think it is, or the New England. And he said something in one of his videos today I stopped to watch, and they're very cinematic. Okay, let me just say that. They're very cinematic, okay, and does a lot of drone shots, and he talks about building this little cabin in the woods with his girlfriend, or maybe it's his wife, I don't know. But anyway, there's just a lot of beautiful photography, just gorgeous photography. And he has a way of, threading everything together with some really kind of lyrical narration. And he said that, September comes knocking on our door, selling us, what did he say? Oh, yeah, he said September comes knocking on our door to sell us autumn's scarves or something. So I was thinking, well, you could say September comes knocking on our door selling us autumnal sweaters and snow boots or something like that, But just kind of like, that kind of artistic way of, describing things, Anyway, so, but he just is very artistic, and he does a really great job. And now his lady friend, or maybe it's his wife, I don't know. They also built, in addition to the cabin, now they have a house they're refurbishing together. And anyway, the guy is just, he's a very creative guy, young guy, and he just kind of vlogs his life, and it's an interesting life. I mean, some people say, well, that's not very interesting, watching somebody putting up, cedar shakes on their house. Well, it all depends on how you do it. You can make it very poetic and cinematic, and people will say, hey, that's interesting, and people like a good story, and it doesn't have to be, super dramatic or super political or anything. It just could be just, watching some beautiful scenery of where a person lives, and and this guy that I like his style. He's a little bit more on he's kind of like into this. He really has this fun style, and it's a lot of jump cut style. Jump cuts are just, you say something in one scene, and then you're in another place at another scene, and you're moving your face in, and you're moving your face back, and you're doing all this. It's really high kinetic stuff, high energy stuff, and it's a lot of fun. It's just a lot of fun. Say, hey, that's very creative, and it catches your attention. Now, some people, like us old people, now I have to say that I've had to grow accustomed to that kind of. It's kind of a, very kinetic, very frenetic, boom, 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 and if you're my generation, yeah, we didn't grow up with that, because unfortunately, because of ADHD, and a lot of people just need this constant stimulation. That's what they tell me, at least. And so that's probably what it was born out of. It's like if you just do a headshot like I'm doing right now, it's kind of boring. But if you spice it up with different jump cuts and different music and different sound effects, and you overload the senses. Supposedly that keeps people more interested in your videos. I don't know. But anyway, so a lot of these younger people, they do have some really interesting stylistic videography techniques that I'm very fascinated in. And it's like, hey, maybe I could try that. So who knows? But you know, the thing is, when you learn new things, even as an old guy, it keeps you young for a little bit longer, I think. So that's one of the things that I really like about the buying of a new camera, or getting a new computer, or learning a new piece of software. You know, you're keeping yourself in the game, and that's kind of one of the things that I think I've talked about. Maybe not all the time, but I think I talk about that from time to time about, you know, staying current, keeping yourself in the game. You know, you don't have to be the best, you don't have to be the greatest, but you know, as long as you're, you know, kind of trying out new things and bringing them into your bailiwick, if you will, then I think you know, it makes things interesting. For me personally, I get to say, well, I wonder if I could try that. You know, could I do something similar to that? Not that you're trying to completely copy somebody else, but you're just trying to take their style, their basic style elements, and try to, you know, see if you can kind of incorporate them and make it something that, you know, evolves into your style, makes your, you know, highlights some of the things that you're trying to share and to bring into your videos, whether they're pipe videos or homily videos or whatever kind of videos that you're doing, you know. So that's why I think it's fun for me to try new things and play with new gear, and, you know, just kind of, like I said, kind of try to bring my A game to this whole endeavor. So anyway, it's a lot of fun. And so let me see how much time I've got here. Hold on a second here. Now, I'm not getting any overheating readings right now. Okay, so it's about 41 minutes. That's kind of a respectable video, probably for my first video on my new Sony ZV-E1. Maybe now the next trick, and everything is kind of fun because you have to kind of reinvent the wheel. When you did it one way, now you're learning a new way to do it. So it's kind of like, you know, you say, maybe somebody's saying, well, you had that one camera, or the phone seemed to work okay. Why do you need a new camera? Why do you need to do something new? Well, you know, it's kind of like a golf bag. You know, you got different kind of clubs in there for different things. And it makes sense. You know, you're not going to use a putter as a driver. It just isn't going to work. And so when you're trying to tell stories, sometimes different cameras are going to give you a little bit of a different flavor, different feel, and maybe help capture something that's a little bit more, you know, it's a little bit more fun. Maybe I feel a little embarrassed to do this. Maybe I will share with you one of my little examples, one of my new experiments with kind of trying a different style. I did this for one of my homily videos a couple weeks ago. And anyway, some people said I don't really like that style. It's too busy. It's too much energy. I'm not used to that jump cut style. And I just thought, well, okay, that's fine. That's fine, you know. But a lot of people like that style now. They like to be things constantly changing, you know, boom, 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 and, you know, what's going on now? Where is it going now? You know, and it's just, so anyway, some people, you know, will respond positive. Some people say, I didn't get anything out of that. And some people say, hey, that was fun, and whatever. So anyway, like I said, you got to keep trying new things. You know, it's like pipes and pipe tobacco, you know. You know, there's different types of pipe tobacco out there. You know, there's different types of coffee out there, you know. I happen to be, when it comes to coffee and tobaccos, although I appreciate and I enjoy a good, whether it's a good black coffee, good, rich, robust coffee, or a really good English blend. You know, a very kind of a pungent, you know, kind of one of those, you know, really stout English blends. I mean, I love it all. But I think I probably tend to go towards more of a flavor, you know, an aromatic or a flavored coffee, like, say, like pumpkin spice or chocolate raspberry or something like that. So, but I try lots of other things too in between. So that's kind of like the way I look at video is there just, and it's just so much stuff out there. I mean, you'll never be able to literally capture it all, no pun intended. They're just, you know, tens of thousands of, you know, cameras and lenses, and just like there are tobaccos and pipes, but you got to find what kind of works for you and helps you to enjoy your life and tell your story. So yeah, that's kind of what I kind of got on here tonight for, just to share with you the love and excitement of a new video vlogging rig, and some, you know, discovering once again the traditional pipe that I've had in my collection for years, and you know, enjoying a nice Boswell's blend. Again, I have never had a bad Boswell's blend. I don't think they are capable of making anything bad. Maybe, you know, maybe if you let this sit out in the sun for 10 years and come back and try and smoke it, it might be a different story. Yeah, but I don't think anyone's going to do that. But anyway, so I guess that's all I've got to say tonight. So I'm going to try to see if I can edit this. I guess I'll try to use my. Again, now there's all these components, all these different variables, whether it's a wireless mic to get a little bit better audio recording, different lenses, you know, different editing software. Now of course I'll use the Final Cut Pro, and I'll put this in my Final Cut Pro editor and just see how it goes. So I think the only thing that my only concern about getting this camera, and I'm still a little bit nervous because I haven't done it. This is like a trial run, you know, a shakedown cruise kind of a thing. So I've got all the components to work. You know, cross your fingers. Hope it all worked. And then the final is to see if I can actually edit the footage, because this is different footage. It's not iPhone footage. It's not GoPro footage. It's not DJI Osmo or Insta360 footage. This is full frame footage, and I don't know how my Mac Pro Studio will handle it. It should handle it fine, but we'll see. Again, haven't crossed that bridge yet, but I'm kind of a little nervous, because I'm thinking if I spend all this money and I can't actually edit this footage, I'm going to be in trouble. So hopefully it won't be a nightmare. So if you're seeing this, everything seemed to work out fine, and thanks for spending the time with me again. Old Holy Smoking Pipe Padre. Let me see that fast. Saying, light up your world and light up your pipe. And we'll see you on the next one. See ya.